Hey everyone, I wanted to give you just a quick intro to what ALEKS is. That's what we're going to use to do homework and take tests and kind of just do all the mathy stuff. So you're not going to be able to get into ALEKS until we do it all together on our first day. But I just wanted to show you like where you go to do that. So you can go right here and click this McGraw-Hill ALEKS, or you can go up to content. And after the first day, I'm going to put a link in our nav bar up here. So working in ALEKS and then the McGraw-Hill ALEKS. And you can see right here, it says starts on August 30th at 9:30 a.m. So I have actually already got it open, so I'll just go over to that window. So when you first get in, after you'll have to create an account and stuff like that, but when you first get in, you'll see this screen. And so this initial tooltips thing is going to be explaining ALEKS a little bit. So it's supposed to be, and if you use it correctly, it works really well, a personalized, basically personalized math class. So just for you, to help you learn exactly what you need to learn, so that you don't have to spend time listening to a lecture on something you already know how to do, but then maybe you get to something that you don't know how to do and it goes too fast. So this is a mostly self-paced, personalized learning program. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this in the interest of time. You won't be able to do that because you're a student, but teachers get to do that. And then the next thing you'll do is take the tools tutorial. Again, we're going to do all this stuff together, and this will just explain how you enter answers in, but I'm going to skip it. And so let me tell you about the initial knowledge check, because this is so very important. So the initial knowledge check is what initially builds that personalized program for you. This is where you get to tell ALEKS what you know and what you don't know. So it's really important that you do the best you can. Don't like intentionally do poorly on it. I've had students do that because they're like, I need the review. Don't do that. But also don't get help on it, because then ALEKS will think you know stuff that you don't know, and it'll be too hard. So you just do the best you can, and everything's going to be perfect. So I'll hit start knowledge check. Again, I'm going to skip some stuff that you guys won't be able to skip, and I'll tell you just a little bit about this, but we're going to talk about this together during class as well on the first day. So you're going to have a calculator available to you. You can definitely use this calculator. It works great for everything except fractions. So like I think this problem right here in particular, I guess I could use a calculator. Anyway, but it works pretty well. You can kind of ignore some of this stuff like up here, the log, the ln, just about everything in these top two rows you're not going to need to worry about. You might have a square root. I don't think you will though. Okay, anyway, so you are definitely going to see problems that you don't know how to do. That means the program is working, because it needs to find your maximum, like where you at, what's the most that you know, so that we know where to start you, I guess. And so when that happens, and like in particular, if you don't know what vocabulary, maybe you don't know what an improper fraction is, then just hit I don't know. So give it your best shot, and if you really don't know, that's fine. First time you click it, it's going to be like, are you sure this is what this means? And you click got it, and then if you really don't know, just click I don't know. Okay, I'm going to pause this recording for a sec and go kind of through this knowledge check, and then show you what it looks like when you're doing homework and that sort of thing. Okay, we're back. I just finished my knowledge check, and it showed that I knew 20 topics already, all of them in the whole numbers category. So like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing with whole numbers. I was doing pretty well with that, but I didn't know anything about fractions, decimals, etc. And as you move through the semester and are working in ALEKS, it's going to continually be updating this. So if you're like, I know how to do some of this other stuff, don't worry, you'll get the chance to show ALEKS that you know how to do it. And so, feel free to click around on this thing, but I'm just going to go ahead and click continue and show you what homework is like. So when you first encounter a new topic, you get what's called the explanation page or the learning page. And it's trying to explain to you what you're going to be asked to do. There's some things that you can click on to see definitions. But if you don't understand, the best thing is to ask me or ask our embedded tutor, Mrs. Loheis. But if you're at home, you can try looking at the videos that are embedded in your ebook, or you can just go ahead and open up your ebook, and it opens it up to the section where this type of problem is covered. So you may have to scroll through it a little bit. It always takes a minute for this to load up. Oh, they've updated the ebook. This looks way better. And you'll see little this little video thing, so you can get to videos here as well. It's the same videos that are linked over here. And then you can also message me, so you can tell me exactly what it is that is confusing about whatever it is you're working on, or you can just say, I'm lost, and hit send, because it's going to attach the page that you're looking at, whether it's the explanation page or whether you've already gotten to some of the practice problems and you're just lost. So let's see what this looks like. So this is, by the way, this is ordering numbers from least to greatest. And with large numbers, it's a little bit tricky because you have to think, you kind of have to, it's best to line them up like they did here vertically. And then that way, you can easily see, 785,347, that's going to be the biggest one, right? This one down here with only 4 digits is going to be the smallest one. But then comparing the two numbers that have 5 digits, you would want to go from left to right. So 7 is bigger than 4, so that's larger, the 76,000, obviously. And you probably don't need to get that into the details with it, but kind of maybe give that think about it a little bit, and then when you get to ordering decimals and stuff, it'll make it a little bit, maybe make a little more sense. Anyway, let's see. Okay, it looks like this is a drag and drop kind of situation. Least to greatest means we want to start with the smallest one. So I'm thinking this guy is the smallest one. And then we would do the 6,001, and then 79,000, and then 800,000. And I'm being a little cavalier. Obviously, that's not exactly 800,000. So then check. Yay, I got it correct. So now I'm going to go to next. By the way, if I was confused at any point, I still got all these help things over here. And you'll also always have, you can go back to the explanation page. So let's see what happens if I make a mistake. So maybe, I don't know, somehow I get confused and I decide that I need to go from greatest to least. And I hit check. So it's going to say try again. So don't just hit recheck immediately to look at the explanation. So if I hit recheck and I get it wrong again, it's going to show me the explanation. But actually see if you can fix it. Oh, shoot, I was supposed to go from least to greatest. Okay, so then that one goes there. Recheck. And so now I'm going to get this filled back up again. Up here, it's almost like a little video game. And I can keep going. And so what you're trying to do with each topic is get all 5 of these boxes filled up with green. So ALEKS has its own little way of figuring out how to do that. You notice that, if you get something wrong, you get a box taken away. But if you get 2 in a row, you get double credit. So you basically, you have to get at least 3 problems in a row correct to show that you've then learned the topic. Okay, now let's say you're at home and you are just really frustrated with the topic. You've sent me a message and so you want to just try something different. You can click this little pull tab to open up the carousel and choose a different topic. As long as it doesn't say locked, you don't see this little padlock thing, then you can work on that topic. And these all count towards your topic goal and completing your homework. And then later on, you can also click here and you'll be able to kind of go to different homework assignments. So if you finish a homework assignment before it's due, then you're able to kind of go back to previous ones and pick up any topics that you hadn't gotten to or something like that. Every so often, so at least probably once a week, I'm going to go back to the home page. ALEKS is going to make you do another knowledge check, just like that initial knowledge check. And it's to make sure that you're retaining what you've learned. And so you can get topics that you've already worked through, could be added back if you need to work on them again. But you also might show that you know more topics, like maybe some geometry stuff or whatever, and you can get credit for those, and then you don't have to work through those topics when you get to them on the homework. I hope that makes sense. So you're going to get these progress checks periodically, and so treat it just like you do the initial knowledge check, where you're just do the best you can. It's not graded, and you're just kind of checking in with ALEKS, like, okay, here's where I'm at now. Okay, so let's see, this video is getting pretty long, isn't it? Couple other things. You can get to your textbook from this main menu, your ebook, and then you can kind of navigate to whatever chapter you want to from there. Once you've been working in ALEKS, we're going to look at what this reports thing is. There's not going to be a whole lot there when you first start. So like for me right now, there's not going to be much going on here. But this, these reports, it's basically like, here's all the stuff you've been doing. And it's a way to sort of just see how you're doing. And then things like your grade book, obviously, is where you're going to see grades. Now, don't freak out about stuff like this. You know, right now it's saying I have a 0% because nothing has come due yet. So until an assignment like homework objectives or whatever come due, it's going to say 0%. But if you're ever concerned about your grade, or you're not sure like what something means, please ask me about it. And also, there's not a whole lot that we're seeing right now because class hasn't started yet. So there'll be a whole lot more showing up when you guys get in there. Yeah, let's see. Last thing I'll talk to you about is the worksheets. So worksheets are really cool. We might do some together in class, but other than that, it's not graded. And it's just a way to get extra practice if you're kind of a little old-fashioned, maybe like me, and you like doing things on paper and pencil. Okay, finally, it always takes a minute. Then you can generate a worksheet. And you can print it out if you want, or you can just work the problems out on your own paper. And it's going to be 15 review questions, so questions from topics that you've shown that you already know how to do. And then I think, 5 what they call ready to learn topics. So topics that you would maybe see pretty soon. And then you can access your answers by just going back and reloading this page. And when you reload, you'll see your answers and you can download those. Okay, so I guess that's more than enough probably for this kind of initial video. Oh, one thing I just thought about is that exams. So when it comes time for exams, and our first one is like, oh shoot, when is it? Like September. Let's go to assignments. So all our exams are going to be knowledge checks. Why is it not showing everything? It only seems to want to show me like upcoming stuff. So, sorry. Let me go to calendar. And I'm going to see if I can... Okay, exam 1, September 22nd. It's going to be a knowledge check, really similar to the initial knowledge check. And at that point, we're going to say that you should know about 35% of the material, of the topics. And so that's what you're going to be scored at. So if you show that you know 35% of all the topics in Math006, so out of all 223 topics, then you get 100%. What's really weird about it is how you can get some stuff wrong and still end up with 100% for your score. So a lot of times students think they're doing really poorly on exams, but they still end up with a really, really good grade. So we'll talk more about that as we get to it. But it's basically exams are going to be a knowledge check, and they're going to be in ALEKS. And we'll talk more about like how you do the remote proctoring and all that stuff too. Okay, so now I think I'm actually finished talking to you in this extremely long video. And again, I look forward to working with you this semester. And yeah, good luck with the class.